747, welcome back. There's our building at 87 George Street in downtown Ottawa, and inside that building is John Rowlands, world-famous rock and roll photographer. How are you?
Real good, thanks.
Listen, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
It's your 66 today.
66, yes,
How about
sir.
that?
Old guy.
You got any big celebrations planned?
No celebrations. Just happy to be here, happy to be alive.
When you get to a certain age, 50 plus, getting up in the morning is a celebration. Doesn't matter what day it is. Listen, you got something cool coming up. I know you're headed to London soon.
Yes, sir.
To hang out with David Bowie, your pal.
Well, it's dubious whether he'll be there. In fact, he's a man of mystery. Shows up when he feels like you never know.
Really?
Yeah. You can count on him not being there. He'll be there.
Yeah. But this is a huge deal, this exhibit you're putting on.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Right? When did you photograph Bowie last for this exhibit,
well,
for
I did the Diamond Dogs tour in '74. I did the Station to Station tour '76, and the 1978 Isolar 2 tour, and ran into him again getting some of these pictures signed in 1993. But
now, aren't you selling off some of these signed photos?
They're for sale at the V&A, the Victoria and Albert Museum in London.
To raise money?
To raise money. The V of A is a non-profit subsidized government building, and does well that way. It's a public exhibit of whatever their theme is for a segment of the show, and that sort of thing. It's a very big deal, and I've signed some photographs with David. Yeah. For sale there.
Is this
That's the Archer shot, yes, sir.
That's the famous one.
The Archer Station tour, yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of his favorite pictures.
Is that right?
And this is one of my favorite, and one of his as well. He autographed this one to me with "For John, with respect, David Bowie."
Nicely done.
Yeah. Chris Christopherson on the Blue Nose 2, Anne Murray TV special '81.
I remember that. I remember that because I grew up in Nova Scotia. I was there at the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mick Jagger, 1972, on stage, on tour.
How do you remember all the dates, John?
Well, I was there and I had a camera.
Who are those guys?
That's my best-selling photograph right there, George Harrison.
Ever?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
The Beatles. George was my friend as of that day in 1965.
No kidding.
I asked him if he could ask John to stand up. I liked the four-head grouping instead of the straight line when they were sitting in. So he arranged that for me, and poof, I got the shot.
And then you became friends?
We were friends until 1995 when I phoned over to talk to him. His secretary said he's restricting his circle of friends now because he's got cancer. He's in Switzerland taking a treatment. But if you need an update on him, I'll be happy to give it any time you call. But you won't be talking with George anymore.
And that was it?
He's making his circle of friends much tighter.
Wow. Yeah. And that was the last time.
That started to be the end of it. Yeah.
Elvis.
There's Mr. Presley. I worked for him for 4 years. Photographed 48 shows across America.
John, how did you get to? Oh, Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah, good guy, too.
Yeah, he was a good. I just watched that documentary.
Right. Michael Cole did it.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Yes.
And really gave you some insight into the man.
Yeah, he was a dancer.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
And when he had some physical problems, the first thing he said, I want to be able to dance.
How did you get into this? Like, how did you become the rock and roll photographer?
I went to a show at the old YMCA
here in Ottawa
auditorium to see Brenda Lee, September 26, 1960. She was 15. I was 13.
Yeah.
I had one roll of film and 12 flash bulbs. I took them all of Brenda. And in the good old days, when the show was over, you just went home.
Yeah.
And I'm walking out, and I see a little sign down the hallway says, Brenda Lee in the Casuals was her dressing room. So I knocked on the door. Her mother answered and said, I just wanted to thank Brenda for a great show. And she, well, come in and tell her yourself. And I got a phone call 2-3 weeks later asking to see the proofs, which were snapshots for me from the drugstore.
Right.
I mailed them down, and they phoned back and said, if you'll send us the negatives, we'll send you some money.
And so it began?
Yeah, yeah. Manor Park.
That crazy?
Yeah.
And you actually live here in the area now? You're back
yes.
here?
Yes, sir.
Listen, we're out of time, but I appreciate yours, and I want to thank you for coming down to see us.
Thank you. Been fun to be here.
Yeah, yeah. What are you shooting now, by the way? Are you shooting anything now?
Yeah, I'm working on some things. I got some objectives. Yeah, I shoot more in California than here right now, but that's changing. So.
Very cool. See, it's funny how things happen.
Yeah.
Really funny.